Think about it. Is your entire life just a movie that's already finished playing? And you're just sitting in the audience watching it unfold?
Welcome to Logic Lab 77, where curiosity meets clarity.
Watch this pocket watch freeze. Right now, you likely feel that you are in complete control of your actions. You chose to click on this video. But the strict mathematics of physics suggest that your decision was actually finalized billions of years ago. To understand why, we have to look at the work of Albert Einstein. His foundational theories of gravity and motion actively dispute the everyday concept of a flowing timeline. Look at this spatial grid. We easily understand the freedom of moving up, down, left, and right. General relativity treats time as a literal physical dimension, a fourth axis locked directly into that exact same geometric space. Because this grid is a single geometric structure, every point in your future already has a fixed coordinate. If those coordinates exist right now, then your timeline isn't being built as you go. It is a finished landscape you are simply traveling through, like a movie that has already finished playing. To grasp the sheer scale of this, we have to look at the macro level of space. When we observe entire spiral galaxies, the mathematics of relativity dictate everything we see. This structure is what physicists call the block universe. Think of reality as a massive, rigid cube. The Big Bang sits at one end, and the heat death of the universe sits at the other. Everything that has ever happened exists simultaneously inside it. Zooming into the center of this block, we find the single thread of your own lifespan. Every breath you take, every decision you make, and every historical event is permanently embedded inside this cube as an unchangeable fixture. This is an exact mathematical requirement. The equations of general relativity mathematically prove that space and time form an inseparable, rigid fabric. The architecture of reality does not bend to our individual whims. On a cosmic scale, your destiny is a fixed blueprint. You are navigating a pathway that was entirely locked in before you were even born. But the absolute certainty of that blueprint shatters when we zoom in. Deep down at the subatomic level, the illusion of solid matter gives way to a chaotic storm of vibrating particles. Look at this probability curve. This is the realm of quantum mechanics. Down here, particles operate in a state called superposition. Instead of having predictable destinies, they exist as a wide spectrum of pure mathematical probability. A single electron mathematically exists in multiple places simultaneously. It hovers in a hazy state of potential right up until the exact moment you measure it, which forces it to finally pick a definitive location. So we are left with a massive contradiction. Our physics models prove that the macro universe operates like a predetermined block of ice, yet the microscopic foundations building that ice behave like a chaotic casino of chance. To understand how reality actually functions, we must reconcile that frozen cosmic architecture with the totally unpredictable nature of quantum probability. This visual model shows the synthesis of those two sciences. We can have multiple, drastically different futures existing simultaneously inside the exact same frozen block. Think of it as a massive, fractal tree contained inside a solid cube. Watch this single path lighting up through the branches. Every time a subatomic quantum event occurs, the timeline splits. This carves an infinite web of possibilities directly into the solid, unchanging fabric of spacetime. The overarching block contains every possible version of your life from birth to death. The menu of options you get to choose from is completely predetermined, but your specific path through that menu is entirely up in the air. If an infinite web of possible timelines is sitting there waiting, what is the exact mechanism that decides which single path actually becomes real? The physicist John Archibald Wheeler proposed a concept called the participatory universe. In his model, the act of conscious observation is not a passive event. It acts as an active physical force on reality. Because a quantum state remains hazy and undetermined until it is explicitly measured, Wheeler argued that the universe actively requires conscious observers to force it into a definite physical state. Consciousness provides the final measurement. By observing your life, you act as the physical mechanism that forces the hazy probabilities of the subatomic world into the concrete reality of your daily experience. When we look at our isolated planet from this perspective, our place in the cosmos feels much more intimate. The structural paths mapping out your timeline have indeed existed since the initial spark of the Big Bang, but they remain completely dormant without your active participation. Living in a mathematically deterministic framework does not strip your life of its meaning. Every single choice, every sudden heartbreak, and your triumphs are the literal sparks required to make the universe real.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to Logic Lab 77. And stay safe.